were the Ugly Ducklings at the start of the season. Footscray nearly lost in a merger with Fitzroy, and Richmond having finished bottom last year, and in the second round having been beaten by 141 points. But in the last 6 weeks, both had won 4 of their matches. Footscray out of the 5 by 1 game and Richmond by 2. This match almost vying for match of the day status, and nearly 30,000 people turned up at the Western Oval. The atmosphere was great. Let's take a look at some highlights from the first half.
He drives it long to full forward. Grant couldn't quite take the mark. 25 metres from goal. He comes back. McGuinness. It's curling back. First goal to Footscray.
Battling was Goodwin. Wigney gets the hand pass away. McGuinness another opportunity. And he's kicked another one. 2 goals in the space of a minute.
Lee works to the front. In the goal square. Off the ground. The goal kick by Royal. And if he can find them with a long enough kick. Knights. Mitchell. Michael Mitchell gets clear. Great hand pass to Nichols on the run. He approaches 50. Inside 50. Goes for the goal. It's a chance. It bounces through. Throw in. Cloak in front. Oh, wind a big leap. To the back to Steve Wallace. Great hand pass. Atkins. Royal. Oh, look at this. Defender up. Baxter. From 40 metres. Baxter drills it. But taken by Young. Threads out a 25-metre hand pass to Knights, which was great play. Knights further afield to Mitchell. He's got plenty of toe, but look, here comes McGuinness. Mitchell keeps the kick low to full forward. Honeybun! To narrow the margin to 2 goals. He does that.
Hamilton an opportunity behind. The hand pass comes out from Hamilton. Nichols, sweeping hand pass over the top. Bauer, it'll bounce through, it's a goal. Many of them like that last one, just nudging the ball away to a runner. This is Mitchell running away from his own goal to Waitman, 40 metres out. It looks good, and the Tigers take the lead. Slices it right across the goal face. Grant could have almost got a free kick in the opposite pocket. Atkins into an open goal. Footscray back in front.
Footscray had first use of the breeze and led by 11 points at quarter time. Richmond came back to trail by just 3 at half time. We pick up the action at the start of the second half, and with me in commentary, Dennis Cometti.
It's the start of the second half at the Western Oval. Very entertaining first 2 quarters, and the Bulldogs lead by 3 points. Awkward bounce away from the ruckman. Wind knocks it out wide. He's been penalised for a throw. That's a bit harsh.
Pretty hot on that this year, aren't they?
Very. And yet that hand pass over the head goes unpenalised. Nichols towards half forward. Gale. So immediately into the action. Didn't have a possession in the first half. Gives the ball away. Terry Wallace going back. Steve Wallace came across. It was Steve who dropped the mark. The kick comes out wide and skids out of bounds. Hawkins miscuing there, and will have a throw in. The attacking side of left half forward for Richmond. Wines in front. Gets it down decisively. Liberatore away. Baxter out of defence. Back towards the middle. Powell going back. Gathers the ball inside the centre square. Thinks about the hand pass. Now gets it across to Pickering. He's been a live wire. Wobbles a kick inside 50. Foster knocks away from Gale. Gale's hand pass at the second attempt smothered. Eppelston gets the kick away. Back towards centre wing. Awkward bounce for Lee. Assisting is Young. Shrugs a tackle. Lees has got it now. Awkward looking kick down towards centre half forward.
And no penetration going that way. It comes down to Baxter. Here's kick to half forward. Bannock with the sit. Punches away from Kolonyuk. McGuinness. Bannock had to take on both of them. Now Lees comes in to assist, and the ball runs out of bounds. But Anthony Bannock plays football way above his years. Now a chance for Footscray. They opened the first term running this way with 3 goals in about 6 minutes. And that's holding the ball against McGuinness, not doing a thing to get it out. Free kick to Bauer. He goes across the half-back line. Good pass to Powell. And Tim Powell can go for a run. Whoops. probably wasn't the best option. He was off balance and put his teammate right under the hammer. The ball out wide to half forward. Cameron did well to get rid of it in a hurry. Chain of hand passes. Harrington puts it back out to Cameron. Into Baxter, who left it for Coleman. Coleman on the turn to centre half forward. McGuinness roving the pack, going the wrong way. Picks out the best man. Hawkins brilliant. Hoists it very high. And offline. Bit of a chance in the forward pocket, but hacked out of defence. Liberatore after it. Oh, Pickering used his body well. Goodwin. McGuinness in the play once more.
Gets the hand pass away. Coleman lending support, outnumbered 3-1 on the outer side. As you'd expect, he lost it. Lees towards Mitchell, just inside the boundary line. Michael Mitchell down towards half forward. Hamilton's in front. Harrington reaching over the top, finds it on the ground. Boots through centre wing. Over the head of Liberatore. Lees. Now Ryan. He's 30 metres in the clear. He runs through centre wing. A little indecisive and puts the ball up very high down towards centre half forward. Juggled attempt at the mark by Foster. Eccleston back to Foster. It travelled about 5 metres. Hamilton gets a hand pass away. Lambert, Waitman went looking for Ryan. At close quarters to Waitman. Great tackle by Hogg. Opportunity for Knights. He snapped the goal. Well, they had to work, and work they did. Richmond back in front. They lead 6-6 to 6-3. Handy goal working up into the breeze that has dropped since half-time. The 5th lead change in the game. And the tackling was ferocious in there as the Bulldogs applied pressure. Initially, they couldn't clear the zone. And eventually, it finished up with Matthew Knights, who went with the left foot and snapped it.
Important goal into the breeze for the Tigers. Mitchell flips it out to Powell. Tim Powell showing them a clean pair of heels. Liberatore shepherded off. Powell's kicked to full forward. Honeybun on the dive. Couldn't quite get there. It spills to Gale, who can't keep it in. Richmond looking impressive to start the third quarter. David Honeybun, pretty quiet. 1 mark, 2 kicks. Comes down to Eccleston, and the ball back out of play for another throw-in. Leon Cameron, an impressive first season. 13 possessions today, a slip of a lad. Honeybun and Wind. Helped up the ground by Matthew Hogg for Footscray. Cameron, back he goes with the hand pass. Fumble by Eccleston, smother by Mitchell. Cameron, look at him go. Great stuff. Into Baxter. Baxter's pass, oh, is beautiful to Hawkins just forward of centre wing. Footscray skipper. Short pass across the ground to Coleman, who bumps off Lees, goes long, not far offline, for a behind.
Glenn Coleman from long range. Reigns in the lead to just 2 points now. Bannock kicks to the outer side. Richmond have got the numbers out there. Knights, as you saw, had plenty of time and uses the ball well. Nichols. Ryan runs to centre wing and puts it straight out of bounds on the full. Good harassment out there by the Bulldogs. They kept at their task. Steve Wallace forcing the error. And about 15 metres down ground, Cameron reached the advantage of it. Cameron towards half forward. Wigney from behind. Fingertips to it. Collinook running away from his own goal. Concedes some meterage there, but gets it across to Baxter alongside the centre circle. Baxter out very wide. Hawkins. That was a good kick. Hawkins. Little chip pass. It hangs in the air, but Wigney's got plenty of time. He runs to 50. Goes for the long bomb. Too much carry. It goes over Grant's head and through for a minor score. So point the difference. Richmond 6-6. Footscray 6-5. A good crowd at the Western Oval. Bright sunny day. And the breeze has fallen away considerably during the break.
I was looking around for the reason for the standing ovation. It's Rick Kennedy, former skipper, about to come off the interchange bench for the first time. Michael Mitchell takes the mark. He's kicked towards the centre circle. Punch forward by Eppleton. Oh, beautiful. McGuinness. On the run is Terry Wallace. Up to the 50. Oh, the hand pass not good. Baxter had to wait for it, and Baxter just misses to the right.
In fairness to Terry Wallace there, he was trying to buy as much time as he could for Baxter.
Scores level. Footscray adding 3 behinds this quarter to Richmond 1 goal. Young. Steve Wallace in front. Back to Eppleton. Short pass. Hawkins had a brilliant third quarter. Puts it wide to Cameron. Cameron from 50. It's got a chance. A great goal.
Footscray lead by 6 points. And immediately it's on as Kennedy arrives and a bumping duel ensues with Goodwin. Meantime, back in the middle, Terry Wallace gets it out to McGuinness and we've got a whistle. So Kennedy straight on the ground and collided with Goodwin about 60 metres from the ball. A eventful afternoon here at the Western Oval. The stakes are high for both these aspiring clubs. And now it's on again down there on the Footscray forward line as McGuinness scrambles a kick out of the congestion. Coleman over the top. Terry Wallace has been a star. They're fighting downfield. Meantime, the kick goes to the opposite pocket. Footscray have got a sense of humour. They brought it down here. Bannock's got the ball meantime. Boots it towards the outer side. Cameron is there. And he's marked 50 metres out. He kicked the last goal from around about here on the run. He's played very well this afternoon. Taken at number 7 in the 1988 draft. From 53 metres out. They contest about 10 metres out. Grant couldn't hang on. And Lee and Goodwin fall on the ball. It'll be a bounce. A couple of metres out from the goal line. Well, Kennedy.
Now by having a word with Goodwin.
Well, I think Goodwin was having a word with the umpire, just explaining what had happened, because the central umpires probably didn't see all of that.
20,000 did.
There's the bounce. Coleman coming over the top, fisted away by Young. Coleman propping, Young getting it out of bounds. So a throw in alongside the behind post. Footscray lead by 6 points. Trying to crash his way through was Powell. Mitchell slides over the boundary line, followed by the ball. So a brief lull. And the crowd and the players catch their breath. Coleman and Lee. Well done by Lee, working his way to the front. Hawkins goes down in the tackle. And it will be a ball up this time.
Well, you could throw a blanket over 20 players here. And players can't get the ball out, so I'd back a free kick out of this. It's been a game of pressure, of tackling, of great endeavour by both teams.
Well umpired.
I've backed a winner. Free kick to the defending ruckman, Mark Lee.
The 3 umpire system is alive and well.
Mark Lee interchanging on the ball with David Cloak, who's on and off the ground from the bench. Big pack here. Liberatore slides out a great hand pass to Atkins, but his was poor to Terry Wallace. And Atkins, who is such a handball specialist, unusual to see him miss his target like that. 21 possessions to Terry Wallace, a big afternoon. Steve Wallace. Atkins tunnels it. Collinuk on the run. Wallace, standing start down towards the pocket. Hawkins. Oh, a big climb by Grant. Leaves the hand pass away. Hawkins after it again. Dougie Hawkins. How do you like that? Oh. Sensational. Footscray have now kicked the last 2 goals to lead by 12 points. Hawkins with a big leap. attempting to take the mark. He missed that, but hit the ball running, and it was a great left foot snap for goal.
Inspirational goal to Doug Hawkins, and Footscray lead by 12 points now. 14 minutes remaining till three-quarter time. What can the Tigers muster? McGuinness. Ball is loose. Steve Wallace down to Terry Wallace. This is Atkins. Desperately gets it across to Eccleston. Baxter, strong shepherd by McGuinness. The kick goes down towards half forward. Grant the target. It spills out of bounds. So Footscray upping the tempo, and the question remains now, can Richmond run with them? Boundary throw in just outside 50. Coleman and Lee. Lee works his way to the front again, wins it decisively. Pickering can't keep it in play, and once more it will be thrown in. The ground still buzzing after that last goal by Hawkins. Richmond should have cleared it, but Hawkins made something out of nothing. Lee again in front. Taken by Royal. In the grasp, holding the ball. Bauer will get the free kick up from the back pocket. Knights wanting to run, the umpire insisting it come back. So Bauer in the shadows of the John Gent stand, boots it high towards centre wing. Lee got a hand to it. Atkins, clever hand pass. Coleman onto Eccleston. Footscray looking better now. Grant's the target, and Grant's taken this mark about 35 metres out from goal, almost directly in front. Haven't seen him on the lead too often today, but that time he led with conviction. He's kicking at his first goal. He's kicked 34 for the season. His best haul 6 against Brisbane back in round 9. Grant. It's bending back. It's close. It's good.
This is the biggest lead of the game since Footscray kicked the first 3 goals right at the start of the game. Terry Wallace out of the middle. Coleman. Cameron. Ridden into the ground by Nichols. Free kick. Oh, it might be 50. He gave him a hand pass back at 100 miles an hour.
Should have been.
Taken by Leon Cameron. Bouncing ball for Grant. Inside 50. Slides the hand pass across to Royal, who started this quarter on the bench. He goes to ground. The ball held this time. The umpire will ball it up. Cloak on the ground now for Richmond, with Lee sitting it out on the bench. 9-6 to 6-6. Footscray in front. 11.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Coleman over the top of Cloak. Comes out to Mitchell. Away to Lambert. Knight started the chain of hand passing. Foster again. And Peter Foster's been absolutely superb at centre half back. 6 marks and 12 possessions. Cloak. Goes across the ground. Bit dangerous this. They're kicking it to nearly Footscray's best player this quarter. The youngster Leon Cameron. McGuinness trampled. Cameron again. Free kick was going to McGuinness. He's now told to play on Cameron. Ran it about 15 metres backwards. Hawkins to McGuinness. And Tony McGuinness's kick is a beauty. Cloak spoils from behind. It comes to James. Around the boundary line. Big pack gathers. No mark. Knights takes it off the pack. Comes to Bauer. Brendan Bauer goes for distance, which is hard to do into this breeze. The hand pass intercepted by Lees. Hogg goes to ground. Matthew Hogg for Footscray. Cameron there again. He looks as though he'd take a buffeting in a junior competition, and here he is going like a rocket in AFL football.
Boundary throw in out his side. Gale in front, wins it down. Young dives on top of it. Wrestling with him, Doug Hawkins. And the ball up. Barry Young, a very hard worker. Wind with the run. It falls at the ruckman's feet. Ryan in trouble. Strong tackle laid by Baxter. And it's out of bounds. Terry Wallace coming away there from the boundary line. 24 possessions so far. 10 kicks, 14 hand passes. Almost got that one too. It's going to be a free kick out there to Terry Wallace. Amazing player. Kicks down towards left half forward. Knocked on by McGuinness. Worth a kick. Kennedy, the hand pass away to Royal, who runs to 50. Dragged down superbly. That was a strong tackle by Nichols. Lambert back to the tackler Nichols. So he was up quickly too. Nichols at half back. Swings play towards the outer side wing. Ryan's in front. Can't take the mark. And we've got a throw in. So Brian Royal has been dragged down a few times today, either when looking to hand pass or kick, and that time got to 50, was settling, and Nichols, the speedster, simply ran him down. Lambert crashes into the pack, gets it out too, taken by Michael Pickering. This is Ryan, hard against the boundary line, scrambles it through centre wing, awkward bounce for Eccleston. Hamilton gets the hand pass away. This is Knights towards half forward, too much carry for Mitchell. Storming up the ground is Honeybun. Can he control it? No, he can't. He left it behind. Down goes Royal, slaps it out. Brilliantly done by Footscray. Del Rey got it across the top and they bring it out. Terry Wallace again. Hits Hawkins.
Hawkins having a great quarter. Wide for Grant. He's had some trouble with James today. Bomber James can't keep it in. Throw in. James 14 possessions. And he's kept Grant pretty quiet with 8 and just 1 goal. Lambert pops it straight up in the air. Off the ground Atkins. 2-1 Richmond. Pickering outside of his foot round the boundary line. Atkins. Wind. In he goes. Well played. Steve Wallace caught in a good tackle. Wind again. Away to Baxter.
Oh.
Nobody in the goal square. James getting there. Colin sprints after it. Colin gets the goal. Well, Steve Colin hit that like Darren Clark.
1 goal to lead by 24 points at the last change, but the Tigers have the breeze. We pick it up at the opening bounce.
Final term about to get underway at the Western Oval. It's been a top game of football, but this has been the biggest lead all day. 24 points to the Bulldogs. Richmond with the breeze in the last term. Cameron over his head was clever. Helped back by Bannock to Mitchell. Mitchell for himself. Very wide the pass. Just inside. It's taken by Hamilton. And a difficult pocket to kick for goal, although the breeze will help to curl it in. And during the match, 11 goals have been kicked at this right-hand end against 5 at the other end. So it's possible to score into the breeze, but the ratio is better than 2-1 at this end. So Richmond have a chance, trailing by 4 goals. Greg Hamilton. Not a bad effort, just gets away to the right for a behind.
Footscray led by 11 points at quarter time, 3 at half time, and now by 23. Foster, who's played very well at centre half back, around the outer side with a kick, and the mark is taken by Gale, who by contrast has been quiet. Kicks inside 50. Foster in front, stands his ground, takes the mark. Wind towards midfield. Cameron, who's been a star, surrounded by Tigers, but he's taken this mark and will send Footscray forward. Short pass, Liberatore. They gained only about 10 metres. Goes by hand to McGuinness. He's been very lively. Coleman on the lead. Still inside the centre square. They haven't moved it very far. Glenn Coleman goes for distance this time. Grants the target a long way out of the contest. In front, Lee. Lee and Cloak have alternated off the bench today. Lee to the outer side. Lee's fisting it on. Baxter, he's been a handy player. Swings it down just outside the 50. Royal missed it. This is Powell with some time. Royal does brilliantly, holding the ball. Well, Brian Royal made something out of nothing. Got by the Shepherd initially. That was tough enough. And laid a superb tackle.
Brilliant play by Brian Royal, who's been the victim a couple of times today of great tackles. That time he got some of his own back. Can't make the distance from there. Centering kick, Kennedy. Oh, almost. Rick Kennedy came off the bench in the third quarter and really fired this game up. Loses control of this one, though. Royal again. He's not doing much to pump it out, and he's holding the ball, Brian Royal. Comes to Bauer. Here's kick to centre wing. Lambert not too sure. He hasn't got too many teammates forward. Waitman with Hogg. Oh, Hogg easily. And across to Cameron, who has been a brilliant player. Young Leon Cameron. Up to Coleman, who went to ground far too easily. Lees takes the mark. Wide open now for the Tigers. Lees goes bang. Honeybun streams down from full forward. Got a fingernail to it. Hamilton applies the tackle. That was thrown out. Hogg. And here's Cameron again. Little toe poke over the top to Terry Wallace.
29 possessions for Terry Wallace. Got it to Liberatore. This is McGuinness. High kick to centre half forward. In from the side, Kennedy. Opposing him was Goodwin. It was Goodwin who knocked it away. Lees. Ryan's got the run of it now. The Tigers keep on coming. Ryan inside 50 through the hands of Hamilton. Steve Wallace, who's been a star, waits behind, tidies up. Delray against the boundary line. Back to centre wing. Baxter did superbly and gets the ball out of bounds. To all intents and purposes, Bauer was going to take that mark. Baxter back on him hard.
The behind that Richmond scored earlier on could be vital. 4 goals had put them in front. Atkins away to McGuinness. Over the top to Eppelston. He's kicked to half forward. Good contest there, Bannock. And he goes in to apply a heavy tackle on McGuinness. The ball out of play for a throw-in. Well, the more it's out, the more it'll suit Footscray. They have the points on the board. 24 possessions to Tony McGuinness. Lee and Wind. Liberatore comes backwards. Eppelston. They've pushed well up Footscray. Away from Kennedy, it comes to Hawkins. He's kicked wide. James in front. Loses control of it. Picked up by Baxter, who kicks his second. A big goal for the Bulldogs.
So Footscray stretched their lead. And certainly Stephen James could consider himself a little unlucky not to get a free kick for in the back there as he came out in front of Grant. No free kick. Ball spilt to Baxter and he kicked the goal. This could be a match-winning break. 72 plays 43. Lee smothered off the boot by Liberatore. Young gets the hand pass away to Mitchell. Mitchell runs towards centre half forward. The Tigers now fighting for their lives. Pickering unloads from 35 metres out. There's the quick reply. Liberatore was in there. Atkins got it away to McGuinness. Long kick inside 50. Grant leads back in the race. Oh, well done. Andy Goodwin stood his ground. Then charges away. Pumps it back towards the outer side. Timely fist from McGuinness. Knocked on well by Young. Well played by Wallace. An old head that time, just soccering the ball in a slide out of bounds.
Another big day for Terry Wallace. Wind and Lee. And Wallace takes the boundary throw in. It's flipped inboard. Comes to Knights, who approaches the 50-metre line. Goes long. Honeybun is there. Almost.
Oh.
Be interesting to know whether he could have shepherded that through and whether it would have gone for a goal, but he nearly took the mark anyway.
Great attempt.
22 points the difference and 17 and a quarter minutes left. It's been a top day here at the Western Oval.
Delray kicks in. It falls in short. Ryan juggles the mark inside scoring range. He'll kick from about 48 metres out. Has been busy. A player of great promise, Ryan. Grant's off the ground. Wigney is on. But all eyes on Ryan. Kick is on its way. It looks good. Stephen Ryan's goal. And the Tigers refuse to lie down. 8-8 to 11-6. The kickoff falling short. Ryan taking the juggled mark. And then a very nice kick coming back.
Fans of both teams having plenty to say. 16 points the margin. Young couldn't get boot to ball. Royal finds Wallace. Great hand pass to Cameron. Cameron's kick to half forward. Bannock stood his ground and took the mark. Played on quickly. Support from James, who's seen Chris Grant taken off the ground. A rarity for the youngster. James back to Bannock. The kick is high and wide and kept in by Knights, who showed them the ball and took it away from them. Knights to half forward. Well played. Pickering. On the run is Bauer. He goes further afield to Waitman. Running out of room, Dale Waitman. Spins out of a tackle. In he comes to Honeybun. Sweeps the hand pass. Nichols will run into an open goal and kicks it. This is far from over. 10 points the margin. Well, a great movement of the ball down the outer wing from Knights. Bauer was in the play, and it looked as though it might have been coming unstuck with Waitman, but he spun out of a couple of tackles, and Trent Nichols kicked his second.
The crowd at fever pitch. 10 points the difference. The respective seasons of these two clubs on the line. Under 16 minutes remaining in the game. Richmond finishing with the breeze. So you've got to say it's close enough to even up at the moment. Stephen Wallace, was he held without it? Not according to the umpire. And we'll have a ball up. Footscray have led virtually all day. Some lead changes certainly in the second term. Wind over the top. Lambert held almost before he had it. It's going to be a free kick. It's going Richmond's way. The indication was too high. Lambert goes for distance and gets plenty. They contest about 30 metres out. Delray got it down to Eppelston. The clearing kick back to centre wing. Young, strong mark. Eyes only for the ball. Barry Young, forward of right centre wing. Again, the long kick. Big pack at the fall of the ball. Delray the fist away. Ryan can't keep it in. Boundary throw in.
20 possessions for Stephen Ryan. A bit of height to be playing on a flank. 14.5 minutes remaining. Chance here for the Tigers. Once again, they can't keep it in. Honeybun and Wind. Wind wins it down to Royal. His kick's out of bounds. And this is pretty close in. Michael Pickering to take the free kick, and he'll only be about 35 to 40 metres from goal. Tight angle from there. But the breeze, which isn't a gale, will still help it go left to right, which will improve his angle. Tigers down by 10 points. This to make it 4. Not bad. Great kick.
4 at three-quarter time. Lambert having an influence on this game. Gets it out to Lees. Lees the long kick down towards half forward. Well judged mark by Foster. And a timely one. Needs to settle it down. 9 marks to Peter Foster from half back. In short. Over the top McGuinness. Fisting away there. Goes back towards the Richmond half forward line. Eppelston. High kick to centre wing. Powell couldn't take the mark. Coleman's got it now. Runners inside. Perhaps should have hand passed. Oh, great mark. Wigney plays on quickly. Those runners have gone down the ground. This is McGuinness. His third goal. It looks home. It is. Goal to Footscray. His third. Great run by the smaller Footscray players. They ran inside Coleman. He elected to kick, and they worked on down the ground. And McGuinness it was who got the hand pass back. He settled, he measured the kick, and it cleared the pack.
What a game. Footscray got out to a lead of 29 points. Richmond reduced the margin to 4, and at that stage it looked Richmond. Would you like to pick a winner now? McGuinness out of the middle. It bounces off Powell.
Oh!
Gee. Coleman was leapfrogged over his teammate Brian Royal.
That was a personal best, I think.
It'll be a ball up on the 50. Footscray back into attack. Big knockout by Lee, and a second to Mitchell, who's caught by his marksman Cameron. Great tackling by the youngster.
Oh.
And it's caught in there. The umpire on the scene pretty quickly. Michael Mitchell not happy with some treatment.
What about a tackling duel between Michael Mitchell and Liberatore? Tony Liberatore and Michael Mitchell, two of the best tacklers in the league. There's the bounce. Liberatore takes it off hands. Bauer did well going back for the Tigers. Ryan's hand pass, not too effective. Bauer did better. James in trouble. Wigney bearing down on him, knocked the ball out of bounds. 12-6 Footscray, 10-8 Richmond. Just under 11.5 minutes remain. Richmond have the breeze. Still very even. It's a question of desire now. Baxter and Young up slowly. Bounce at right half forward for the Bulldogs. Lee worth a kick. McGuinness put his body in, as did Knights. Now Nichols. Not a good kick. Stays in bounds though. Oh, Eppelston colliding with Gale. Away comes Foster. Players fanatical in their desire at the present time. Bannock is in there. A credit to both clubs this. Away comes Royal. Royal gets it across to Baxter. Slides back through the traffic. The hand pass to Coleman. He runs inside 50. Kennedy. Can the veteran get it? It's Goldwood. It's close. He's got it. Footscray 13-6, Richmond 10-8. Well, Brian Royal won the ball on the outer side after some very, very physical work, virtually half the length of the ground. Slipped the hand pass away. It finished with Kennedy, and Kennedy has got the long goal. Can the Tigers come back again?
Footscray have kicked the last 2 goals. Lee out of the middle, comes to Cameron. Back to Steve Wallace. He's kicked wide for Hawkins. Powell after him. McGuinness, great pickup. Cloak's about to come on the ground, and he took the hand pass. Not in the field of play. Well, that was top stuff by Tony McGuinness. Whew, what a game. Lee again. Richmond should do it this time. Powell. His kick short of half forward. Gale flies high, comes down to Pickering. Pickering puts it out in front. Honeybun a chance. Comes to the front. He's after it still, David Honeybun. Steve Wallace kicks backwards. Hamilton overruns. Cameron, you'll do me, son. You're a beauty. Towards the outer side. Baxter. Bauer with the spoil. Eppelston the hand pass over the top. It's open for Footscray now as Darren Baxter dashes away. His kick to half forward. Wigney. He's taken a couple of important marks in this last quarter. Chris Grant has been benched. Wigney short pass onto the chest of Royal. Now he's inside 50, but the kick will test him. Hawkins offers a lead. Now it looks as though Royal thinks he can do this. And I'd venture to say if they can get a goal out of this, it looks like Footscray's match. 16 points the margin. Under 9 minutes left. Royal's kick. Oh, it's a beauty! Second goal to Brian Royal. He put his house on himself to kick that and collect it.
Smart kick too, Drew. He punched it low into the breeze. (14-6 to 10-8). Wine, Wallace, Wine the hand pass. McGuinness slung. Lee pushing it Richmond's way, as was Young. Hungry pack. Down went Wallace. Lambert. It's gone about 25 metres for the Tigers. No one's had a clean possession now. Foster does. Goes against the tide. Royal. The finesse of the Bulldogs prevailing at the present time. The mark is taken by Hawkins, and Royal copped a beauty back in midfield. He got a shirt front. Hawkins goes in short. Wigney. And you get the feeling now that Footscray have ridden out this storm. Wigney. The clock showing less than 8 minutes to play. And he'll kick from just outside the 50. Nice little space in the pocket too. Coleman runs to it now, but Wigney decides to take this kick for distance. Not a good kick. Slides away to the right. Pack into the air. Almost to Hawkins. Bannock gets the hand pass away. Richmond can't get it out. Powell, was he pushed in the back? Waitman superbly done. Bannock drives it back towards midfield. Knocked on by Knights. Almost worth a kick. Stephen Wallace in and out of the grasp. Knights on all fours. Shovels it out. Go off the ground, Pickering. No, he doesn't. He controlled it well. Nichols to Knights. Atkins bearing down. Knights hand passes to his own advantage. He runs inside 50. He goes long. It's going to bounce through. It hit the post. They desperately needed a goal there.
Well, in a pulsating last quarter, Footscray kicked the first goal. Richmond kicked the next 4 in a row, but Footscray have kicked the last 3 in a row. Richmond are going to need 4 more in a row to win. Lambert, very wide for Cloak, but he can't haul it in. And 4 goals from here to win it in 6.5 minutes. A tall order. Wine wins to Royal, to McGuinness. The tacklers didn't come that time. McGuinness's kick dropped short, and Cloak. Well, it was meant for Waitman, but intercepted by Bauer, who was probably the better man to take it on the run, but his kick is offline for a behind. So Richmond's last 2 scores have been behinds, a couple of goals, and they'd be right in it. Maybe they're still in it. 20 points the diff.
Harrington to the outer side. Foster surrounded, fisted away by Cloak, taken by McGuinness. Royal, the battle of the little men, so far certainly won by Footscray since half-time, and probably before. Another one of them. Liberatore goes in almost under the legs of Goodwin and ties it up. We'll have a ball up. But kept on running. Bounce on the outer side. Wine to Atkins, who's been clever. Coleman gets the kick away. Down towards half forward. Footscray finishing the better. Wigney to Atkins. Atkins long down towards the goal face. Over the top, Powell. James at close quarters. Hit Waitman with a hand pass. Liberatore's in trouble. Gets the kick away, and there it is. That's it. Tony Liberatore gets the goal. Gets more than he bargained for. And Footscray have got it in the bag now.
Today's match is part of the CUB AFL 1990 Premiership season.
Richmond kicked 2 more goals before full time, and the final margin was 14 points. A magnificent game at the Western Oval, and Footscray certainly still in contention for the 5. For Footscray, McGuinness kicked 3, Baxter and Royal each kicked 2, and for Richmond, 2 goals each to Nichols, Michael Pickering and Honeybung. Now to the other match today, Fitzroy and North Melbourne. Well, North Melbourne skipped away and led by a long way, 45 at half-time, 52 at three-quarter time. Then they came to a halt, no goals in the last quarter, while Fitzroy kicked 5, and the final margin was 22 points in favour of North Melbourne. Longmire and Allison each kicked 3, Tudor and McCarthy kicked 2. For Fitzroy, Matera kicked 4, Lyon and Ruse each kicked 2 goals.
Time now to check the CUB AFL Premiership Season League ladder.
Now the ladder at the halfway mark of the season, the completion of round 11, 3 teams level, Essendon, Collingwood and Melbourne in that order on percentage. 1 game back to Hawthorn and the West Coast Eagles, who meet next Friday night in Perth. And still certainly within touch, 1 game out, St Kilda, Footscray and Geelong, and maybe Carlton not too far out, 2 games outside the 5, but it's going to be pretty tough for teams like North Melbourne and Richmond from this stage on. Let's have a look at next week's round, and as I mentioned, 4th and 5th on the ladder, West Coast Eagles and Hawthorn meet in Perth on Friday night. On Saturday, Geelong and Collingwood at VFL Park, a great game. Richmond and St Kilda should be a beauty at the MCG. Essendon play North Melbourne and Carlton against the Brisbane Bears, and the Bears beat them last year. Sunday matches, Sydney play Fitzroy, and 2 winners from today, Footscray and Melbourne at the Western Oval. So football is looking great, isn't it, in 1990? Stand by for Steve Vizard, who's warming up in Studio 7.
St Kilda played host to the improving Footscray. The Bulldog stocks, of course, boosted considerably by their meritorious win last Saturday over reigning premiers Hawthorn at VFL Park, a match in which their opponents got the jump on them by booting the first 4 goals. Both teams had recorded 7 wins from their 13 games so far. The Saints, however, with their better percentage, were determined to cling on to 5th spot, while for Footscray, not only was a win important, but a good one at that, to make up that percentage deficit of some 14.5%. Nicky Winmar was a late withdrawal, while Bernie Harris came in for his first game for the Saints, and there were 3 changes for Footscray, 2 of them compulsory, with Wind and Baxter both out injured. Our commentators are Dennis Cometti and Bruce McAvaney. We join the game now at the start of the final term.
3 magnificent quarters behind us. What's in front? The Saints 3 points behind. Both teams playing for a place in the 5. High tackle on Wallace. Free kick. David Grant off for St Kilda, and Doug Hawkins has come back on for Footscray. Eccleston after the handball with a long one. Grant and Frawley. Peakett besieged as they've been so often. Delray with some strength, and his kick for goal is a good one. It could be a telling blow. Delray kicks his 3rd, and Footscray at 10-9 to 8-12. Well, he's got terrific strength, Dennis, and
yes,
he was able to use it then.
Laurie is marking him now. He did well against Frawley earlier. A very good performance by Denny Delray. And just the start the Bulldogs needed. They lead by 9 points, the biggest lead in the game, 16 points. Footscray had that early in the 3rd term. Kitchke knocks it St Kilda's way. Cameron left it behind.